I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Uh. It's your boy Deezy. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Like this video and share this video. This is going to be a good one. And I'm going to have a live call on this one. Hey, check this out, yo. When you in a situation, right? And the situation is going good. Y'all vibing. Y'all kicking it. People might see y'all hanging out. Doing things together. It's all good, right? There's no need for you to make sure that the public understands your relationship. Now, when you get the public involved in your relationship, right? You better know that it's going to destroy the chemistry that you got. Especially if everything was all good when y'all was doing y'all. You trying to explain to people, right? How your relationship is with somebody, how you are able to do certain things with somebody, and how you are the number one. Things can change in an instant. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. So if you in a relationship, right? And y'all see eye to eye, and you value that situation, there's no need for you to be making sure everybody else understands your relationship. Because now what you do is you bring the room from that cockiness that you display to the world is for people to bring up your past, things about you, some facts that they might know, and that plays a damage on the relationship that you in. Because maybe people might know some things about you and able to get by those things about you because they dealing with you on their level. And maybe they might want to show you off. But when you start getting whereas though you need validation from other people, all you do is bring that negative energy. You know your position. Ladies, you know your position. You know where you stand at in a relationship. You know the value of the relationship. Don't mess that up for a dumb decision. Like she said, I'm going to play a little clip on with her when she was talking about, you know, how she used to talk about Rick Ross, and you know how she used to think about how him and Biggie, I guess, were handsome men, and then somehow she got in tune with it. So you reached a level of your life where you didn't think you was ever going to be. You got there with somebody that was heavy, somebody that can take care of you, somebody that can treat you good, take you out, show you nice things, loving on you. But you need to get validation from other people so they can validate your situation when you put a damage on it. Because now I'm like, it ain't private no more. I don't care about who see us out, who viewing us, who taking pictures of us. But you out here sounding dumb, trying to explain and trying to make other people bitter of the situation when you can be replaced. Understand that. If you find yourself a provider, and a provider that shows you he's a provider, and you see that it's value on that situation, value that situation for what it is. Because every man you meet ain't going to make sure that he courts you, that he show you that he cares about you. You can be replaced. Especially if what you bring to the table don't shake this table. Understand that though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna play this little clip in a second from where she was on there like she couldn't be replaced.
I was surprised, Cristina Mackey. Y'all went public.
Yeah.
Who initiated that?
Me. And I didn't ask for permission.
What?
No.
Oh, I would have cut your ass off.
No, see,
Post me without position.
But that's the thing. If you running around with a woman the way he's running around with me,
yeah,
and she feel like she got to ask to post you, you not P. You know what I'm saying?
How? Explain.
Because
elaborate.
The time him and I spend together, it's pictures all. We go out and have lunch and they taking pictures of us.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to go do that, if I have a picture of us that I enjoy thoroughly enough and I feel like our connection is there and we're moving in that way, I'm posting what I want to post.
Was you nervous or what he was thinking when you did it?
I wasn't. He commented on it in 2 minutes.
He was probably happy as a motherfucker you posted that.
Why wouldn't he be?
Oh, mamas.
You know?
Oh, mamas.
Of course.
He human like everybody else.
That's right. And he...
Shout out to the brother Lewis Belt on this one right here. Because he got the interview out of her. He got the interview out of her, right? And she couldn't wait to get out there and talk about how her relationship with him was what it was. How she could post him online and she did what she wanted to do. But now she see, right? She can get replaced. Quick. Things can change quick. Things can change real quick. Nothing's guaranteed. Your spot ain't guaranteed, especially when somebody got the bag. You get a position that's valuable to you in that moment, enjoy your moment. That's your moment. That's your moment to embrace your situation, and it can grow from there. But don't nobody in them positions want nobody that's out there talking like that got a lot to say. Because then that what it does is it let it be known when shit get tough, you going to the public with the information. You looking for validation. You want to be heard more than you want to be seen. Because she stated that everybody seen him out. Everybody spotted him out, took pictures of him at dinner, and they was here and there. That wasn't enough. She went on the public platforms and had to brag about this so that people can see that she was with Rick Ross. And quick as they seen it, quick as she did this interview about a month ago, 2 weeks after that, it was over. Yeah, he commented on it because he was with you at the time. But now he started looking at you funny. And people that are providers in position, once they start looking at you funny, you looked at from a distance. Now it's different for them peons that a lot of y'all be falling for. A lot of y'all will fall for them peons and compare them because they showing you attention to a person that can provide for you. Those are two different entities, two different situations. You got to recognize when you got somebody that's right there for you. That's showing you love. Don't mind taking you out. Stop looking for people for them validations, man. Stop doing it. Because it might not go the way you expecting it to go when you talking to that shit to everybody around the world. And that's what happened. It didn't go that way. At all. So, all right, I got you on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna talk about in a relationship, right? I
Okay.
mean, I said how I felt about it, and I feel that if you in a relationship, right, that you need to pay attention to your relationship in the inside more than trying to show people on the outside that you in this relationship.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about that as a woman? If a man is in a relationship with you, do you feel that it's important for you to broadcast your relationship, especially if you're dealing with a provider?
You said especially if what?
Especially if you're dealing with a provider.
I mean, real people and people that's living real lives aren't broadcasting their relationship like that. Mature people aren't really doing that. Why would you have to? But it's such everybody's discretion at this point. Listen, I did not get paid to do this. And this is only my opinion, and my opinion doesn't matter because at the end of the day, everybody just out there doing them. And what is these relationships, honey? They don't have no foundation. So if you're asking me about a relationship, what is a relationship? Everybody got a different opinion about what that looks like. So I just say this. Who has time to post their relationships, Not me. But that's just me because I'm a private person. So I don't want people in my business, to be honest with you. But if it's people out there that's looking for validation and want people to comment on everything, then they're going to do that. And like
Now,
I said, if it wasn't for the internet and social media and all of this, people probably wouldn't be doing this, but it's addictive. So it's like, oh, look at me. Look what I'm doing. And look how we doing it. Look how we not doing it,
so
So,
would you say though it would make more sense, right, if you in a relationship to enjoy your relationship, like what she was saying, right? They would go out, they would be in the public, people be taking pictures of them, and people would see them out together, but she just, got so overwhelmed with it that she felt that she needed to post on her social media that they was involved. And once that happened, I feel that it put a damage on the chemistry because as a top tier dude that's a provider, why are you trying to get other people to validate our relationship and then posting our situations online without notifying me? What's up with that?
and you're talking about somebody specifically or people in general?
I'm talking about Rick Ross and the girl Cristina Mackey. They was in a relationship and
I
sometime
mean,
they was together, and as they was together, they was doing things together. Then she went out and started like posting pictures and then going on like different social sites, right? Talking about how much he was in love with her and how much he wanted to be with her, and his exes, it was no more for them. And then all of a sudden he canned her and was on to something else.
that's what they do. It's like back to sender. It's like, yeah, for the moment we in love today and we out of love today. So, I'm sure every woman that he's been with, he's had some attraction to them, and loved them to some degree or cared about them to some degree. But these men, they have access to all types of women. Does that make sense? And in some cases, all types of men. Like, who knows if they done crossed the line and they in these other kind of relationships because they're trying to satisfy this craving and this sexual appetite that one woman cannot satisfy if you're that type of man. And as we know, Rick Ross is that type of dude. So at the end of the day, honey, they tossing and turning for a bit, And then after that, the appetite is gone. And listen, it's like when you go to the dealership and you test drive a car. You going to test drive a car. You going to see if you like it. You want to see how it drives, if it feels good, and all of that. And then you like, I don't know about this. And honey, what do? Drive it back to the dealership. And then you look for something else. So that's all they're doing is test driving these women, seeing how these women feel. And listen, I'm not saying that, listen, we all get caught up. Does that make sense? Everybody gets caught up because it's the physical attraction. And he's not going to be attracted. I mean, people aren't attracted to just one person. You understand what I'm saying? He's a public figure. He's a rapper. He's in that lifestyle. He's in the limelight like that. He got access to all types of women all over the planet that want to be with him. And I'm not saying every woman does, but if that's their thing, you understand? Everybody got a thing, honey. And that's his thing is the certain type of women that he has, and they like it. I mean, that's his shit. I don't know how old this young lady is, and I don't really know how old Rick Ross is, but if he's a provider, I mean, she's not bringing anything to the table at the end of the day. So these are like very short-term relationships. They're not built on anything. It's a habit. So she's a habit. She's his habit for the moment.
Okay.
He gonna toss her. He gonna turn her, and whoever else want to toss and turn her, they gonna bring people in the bedroom. You know, they get down like really crazy. And I am assuming. Don't get me wrong. I'm assuming because I'm not in these people's life, but we can only imagine. It's all coming out on on social media what they do.
Yeah, I mean, they they be into the sick shit or whatever they into, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, as a woman, right? If you in a relationship with a man that's showing you good things and doing things for you, should you make it your business to, like, detail your inside of your relationship and try to, like, make other people jealous with the situation, or should you just enjoy your relationship and embrace it?
I mean, she probably is somebody that just never had anything. So she's going to want to be seen as somebody that Rick Ross is, he's taking care of her. Like, okay, that looks good. You follow me? So, of course, she's going, if that's her personality, like, I don't know this person's personality, but if that's her personality, then, hey, that's what it lines up with. Yes, she's going to be showcasing and showboating her relationship. She's going to be making women jealous, his baby mothers or whatever the case is. Yes, if that's her personality. You understand?
So don't you think, right, if everything is going fine in your relationship and you with somebody that can change women like they change their underwear, right? Don't you think that it would be more valuable to endure your relationship and value what you got and enjoy it instead of trying to focus on making sure other people know that you have this relationship and make them jealous?
Well, like I said before, I mean, the answer's in the question. Obviously, there is no value in the relationship because these are not people that are built on any kind of value or character or substance about them. I mean...
So you thinking that the people, because when they got money, they don't have no value or substance?
I mean, character. I don't know. I can't speak, and I'm not going to sit here and say I know Rick Ross. I don't even know the young lady that he's dealing with. But I'm sure at the end of, he could be a great man to somebody. You understand? But at the end of the day, you know what great men look like. You know what men that stand on purpose look like. Okay? It's really hard to say. It's to everybody's discretion. Whatever works for people. I don't know. I can't say I don't really have much to say about them because I spend my time focusing on myself. Does that make sense? Okay. And I'm not a celebrity. I'm not in the limelight. But if you look at certain people, he's a rapper, he's an African-American man, and you already know how they exploit them. Does that make sense?
Right.
So they exploit these rappers. You know what's going to come along with it. We're the only culture, for the most part, that I know in the United States that exploit our women like that. That talk crazy in the rap, in the lyrics. I mean, you already see it. You see it in the culture.
I mean, but from what I was seeing, right, with his situation, was that he was courting her. He was doing nice things for her. You know,
Okay.
he was walking, holding hands with her. You
What
know,
that mean?
he was. It was like she was on Front Street with him, right? So
Okay.
she got to see what it was like at the front position. But from what I'm seeing, she just started talking too much about the situation, looking for other people's opinions and validations, and being like, this situation can't be changed.
I mean, I'm sure he did that to the other women that he was with. I'm sure he courted them and held their hand too.
So if you was in a situation like that, right, where you was with a guy that was at top tier status, would you be able to enjoy the situation, or would you have to let it be known that this is who I'm with?
I mean, however I'm going to be in my regular life, I don't showboat and broadcast who I'm with at the end of the day. So if I'm dating a celebrity, it's going to be the same thing because that's part of my personality. You understand? If people see us, they see us. If they don't, they don't. At the end of the day, I'm not in a relationship with the world. I'm in a relationship with one person. And of course, they will meet my closest people, my closest friends. But at the end of the day, these are celebrities. I mean, there's some celebrities that really live a private life. They're not into all of this stuff. You know, they just not. It's just a certain group of people that are doing that. And if you have that kind of personality where you want to be validated and you want to be seen and you want people to see you, then you can be that even in your regular life. People are like that now and they're not celebrities. Does that make sense? They're like that now.
Right.
That's just the way some people are. That's just some people's personality. So you have to talk to everybody with their different personalities and find out what it is and who they are. It's people in your neighborhood, in your city, that do certain things that celebrities do.
Right. They just want to show off who they with and wonder why that everybody is judging their situation.
Yeah, because once you start putting your information out there, I mean, the best thing that you can do. But listen, this doesn't matter to anybody else because people that are really trying to have a life that is sustainable and a life that is manageable and that does not involve all this drama. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not. You don't really hear about them, okay? Because why? They in hibernation. They hibernating. They doing them. Self-care, self-assessment, self-reflection, everything. As you can hear, the key word is self. They dealing with their self. And so when you see them, they are like, oh my gosh, who is this person? I've never seen them before. People are in awe about them because these people aren't out on Front Street putting their business out there. They're not on social media. They're not sharing their business and airing out their dirty laundry on this social media platform,
But
like many people do.
what I would say, right? I would see it as if people see you and them being as celebrities, right? They see you together with them. I would feel that you would want to let people speculate on your relationship instead of trying to boast it to people and let people know exactly your position. Let people think what they want to think about your relationship, so that gives them a chance to have an opinion without using what you said to become an opinion.
I mean, you figure people, as they grow or evolve, then maybe, when she is of a certain age, then maybe she will be like that. But you got to look at a person's caliber, again, I don't know anything about this person. I don't know their background. I don't know their history. I don't know anything. But this is all just a reflection of upbringing, a reflection of how they look at relationships, a reflection of what, who they are. Have we had a conversation with this woman? No.
But I'm saying, like, as a woman, though. But, like, I'm saying as, like, a woman, though, this is just from your point of view as a woman.
From
and
my point of view.
Yes, as your point of view as a woman, and what you think would make strength in a relationship. Do you think that by making sure that everybody see where you stand in a relationship, see how your relationship is, does that strengthen your relationship, or does that weaken it?
No, that does not strengthen anything. It definitely weakens it. It's just like if you tell somebody a dream, you got a dream to do something, be something, and you are cultivating that dream, right? And it's just you and whoever it is, your higher being, whatever. You don't go out into the world and start sharing that dream with everybody, because it starts to lose momentum. You stop believing in that dream because you done shared it with everybody. They done talked you out of it. Okay? So now you like, damn, I don't even believe in this dream no more. You got all this negative energy coming to you. So in the relationship, it's the same thing. But you got to be solid as a rock. You and that partner, whoever your companion is, you got to have an understanding with each other. Not with the world. You got to stand on integrity in your relationship. So if you're asking me my opinion, no, the world does not determine my relationship. My family does not determine my relationship. I do. The things that I'm wanting my relationship to be. It has nothing to do with the outside world. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So do you think, honestly, by people looking for the validation and involving, as in specifically wanting to put people in tune with their relationship, that damages the relationship, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does, because people, you're going to get the opinions of everybody, every single body. People are going to talk about your relationship. I think it does. I think it does affect the relationship when you sharing your business with the world. Even with whoever, it definitely can. It can have an effect on relationships.
Because what it does is it gives people room to find reasons to critique your relationship, to have negative things to say about maybe things from your past. And as a woman, right, every woman and man have a past, right? So when people that know you and then you in the public with it, right? Even when you are doing it and you live in certain cities, when you be on Facebook, Instagram, and you public with your relationship, what it does is it gives people the opportunity to hate, and people that might know certain things about you, it gives them the opportunity, whereas though they can figure out how to get this information to your partner to damage the situation. Yeah. And when you say certain things to people about things that you might have done, no matter what, it sticks inside of their head.
Absolutely. It definitely plays because you're giving people information about you, so now they got ammunition about you, And like you said, everybody does have a past, but trust me, people surely forget about theirs real quick. Okay.
Yes, that's it. That's true. I say that on both sides, for the men and for the women. But one thing about what women will do, they'll do some stuff that know it might be looked at a little funny, but then they'll go and try to like sweep it all the way under. And then you bring it up, they in denial about it. So that's why I say it's better to enjoy your situation than to try to be cocky about it, because you got things in there that you really don't want nobody to be,
It's true. It's very hard to put yourself out there and be vulnerable with people, Right. It really is. But the one thing about it is that when you're in your self-reflection and you're building yourself and you're in your transgressions and you're working on yourself, nobody can come tell you about who you are, because you done already told it. So at the end of the day, there is no secrets. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to lose. You just tell people and you put it out there on Front Street about who you are, if that's what you're going to do with your partner, so that it will be an understanding with you and your partner. Oh, I already know that about her. She already told me who she is. She already told me what her past was. Or, oops, he already told me what his past is. That way people don't have nothing to stand on. One thing is for sure, and two things are for certain. A lie needs all kinds of things to support it, but the truth stands by itself. It doesn't need no support from anybody. It stands alone. A lie, it's like you got to keep telling a lie. You got to keep up with the lie. You got to chase the lie. You got to be like, oh, what did I tell him? That's too much. Yes, now you're hardwiring your brain because here's this lie that you done told. But if you come out, that's why they say the truth will set you free. And free indeed you will be. Because when you come out and you're authentic about who you are with your partner or your companion or your man, my man, whoever, my woman, that's my man, then he okay, my man.
Right. That's the new thing. They have you on that one.
Ooh, my man. Listen, I got a student, they be writing on their self, my man. I'm like, ooh. Listen, I got a Rick Ross in my class. I mean, he only in 5th grade, but trust me, he gonna be a Rick Ross, baby. 2 Chains. I see it all the time. I got whatever the young lady is that Rick Ross is with, I got one of them too. I see it at the ground level, ground zero. Okay. And then I got other students that have other personalities about them that they may be in the nursing field. They may be upstanding wives. It just depends. But that personality, I think, is real, honey.
So
I'm trying to tell you.
So question here, right? How does a woman be able to distinguish when she has a man where she wants him and that he is feeling her and that he is liking her like that? How does a woman be able to distinguish that?
Oh yeah, discernment. That comes with wisdom and experience. Oh, that's a good one, Will. And all I can say is that it's just something that listen, somebody told me, they said a woman determines whether or not she's going to sleep with you, have sex with you, but the man determines if he's going to be in a relationship with you. And so, at the end of the day, if this man's actions is not lining up with his words, then right then and there, we should be able to discern. But sometimes the neon lights are going off, the writing's on the wall, and we still ignore that shit until we on our knees.
Okay, that's a good one.
That is a real good one. I'm trying to tell you, until you knuckle down on the floor about a decision that you have made and you knew, if you rewind the tape and you go back in your past and you like, damn, I knew how many times have we said, or a person has said, I knew I shouldn't have done this, or I knew I shouldn't have done that. That last time you did that shit, that took you down, that derailed you because you ain't listen. We hard-headed.
Right.
And that's why I said I can't sit here and say that young lady, like everybody's going to have their time where they are going to be their damn down knuckled to the damn floor about some shit in the basement, whatever you want to call it. And then they rise back up. But when you rise back up, you can't go back making the same daggone mistake that you did before. But it's so hard because it's a hard wire in our mind, you know?
Okay.
Like, you keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's like, okay, you know how you know what? I know how I brush my teeth. Okay, that's hardwired. You've been doing that since you was a kid. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, in my class, it's a boy. I already know I'm not determining his future. I'm just saying that from his personality, the stuff that comes out of his mouth, you can tell that he's already going to be a young man that's going to have a lot of different women, just by whatever he sees, whatever he, whatever he watches, whatever he's exposed to, whoever his parents are, he sees that and it's hardwired in his mind. So it's going to determine his trajectory in life. So that's how we all are. However, we can get to the other side. You just got to work on it. it's not easy getting to the other side. It's just not.
So you say some of these situations are already installed in people, but when they reach a certain level in life, it enhances it.
Um, Pretty much, it's already in us. Yeah, you get whatever you are doing right now. Okay, you've been doing that. Now you get some money, or you go out to Hollywood, or you gonna still do the same thing. It's hardwired in your brain. That's why it's so hard. That's why they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay.
And okay, the reason they say that is because your mind, that conditioned mind that we all know about, has been conditioned to do things over and over and over and over again. So you get with the same type of woman. She got a different face, but she got the same kind of personality. You get with a different man. He got a different face, but he got that same personality.
Right.
You know, it's things about them that you might be attracted to that's like, oh, I like that about the certain person. But then it was like the same thing in the last person and the last person, until you are broken down and you have nowhere else to go and you like, I'm done with this shit. I'm going cold turkey, whatever it is that you do, and you like, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. And people stand on that. They really start saying, I'm done. I can't. They done have too many hickeys on their head. They like, I'm done. I can't do this shit no more. And then, because you're gambling with your life for real. And then it makes you realize you didn't value your life as much. That's why when I talk to these children, it's with so much passion and it's with so much concern, because they have no clue. And we just blessed enough to be able to get through our childhood. You know, but it still came with trauma. And then we became teenagers. It still had that trauma there. And then we became adults. Guess what? That trauma's still the hell there unless you're working on it and working through it. So all of us are just working through our trauma. And some people just aren't as deep in the damn trauma as some people are.
Okay, now, okay, Phyllis, I'm with you on that. P, I'm with you.
I'm trying to tell you, it's real. So that's why we got to extend grace. Like, it was interesting because a little boy in my made a statement. I heard him call somebody a crackhead, and now he's only 10, 11. And I said, and I had a conversation with him. He's not in my class, but at dismissal, I see different students. And I said, hey, I talked to him. I said, hey, I heard you call such and such, this young little boy a crackhead. I said, do you know what a crackhead is? He was like, yeah, I live in Philly. And so as you can see, the only thing that he's seeing in his neighborhood when he goes home, when he's on the bus,
right,
is somebody that's a crackhead. Could be in his house, could be family members. And so guess what? I said, well, you got to be real careful about what you call people. Come on now.
Right. Now, I want to ask this, right? In today's society, does love still exist between the man and the woman?
In today's society, yesterday's society, all of these different societies that we've lived in these ages of life, love has always been a guiding force for us, but some people are just detached from it more than others. But if you talk to somebody one-on-one, if you was to talk to Rick Ross one-on-one, and no cameras are on and nobody is looking, I'm sure that you will see why he is how he is, and I'm sure that you can see that this man cares about what he cares about, and that there is love there. You understand?
So does a woman have the ability to see when a man loves and cares for her?
It's going to take a while, depending on how much trauma she's had.
So you say that the more trauma a woman has, it makes it harder for her to see if a man cares or love for her.
Well, she's going to connect with and probably attract somebody that has the same type of trauma. You follow me? Or similar trauma. There's that similarity there, at the end of the day, or unless it's like the movies. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, I wish life was really like the movies where, I mean, there could be a happy ending for people. You just got to find what that happy ending looks like for you. And I'm not sitting here, I'm not a clinical psychologist or anything, but I am a person, I'm a lover of life. So I see, I observe, I've had experience, you understand? And so at the end of the day, it's like you got to find out why you're attracting a certain type of a caliber of a man. You follow me? And so I can't sit here and say like, okay, a woman that has a lot of trauma, okay, well, what's her trauma? You got to give the description of what the trauma has been, and then you look at who she's with. She's certainly not probably attracting a man that doesn't have a lot of trauma. She's probably attracting a man that has a lot of trauma too.
Okay. That's deep. And trauma definitely is in a lot of people.
I'm sorry.
I said a lot of people have dealt with trauma, basically.
Absolutely. I mean, you have it now. Like it's a muscle memory. You have trauma now, but if you work through it through different techniques that's available to us, that's why some people go to church. I'm not saying that it may help you change your ways, that addiction that you've been addicted to. It helps you change. That's why they say if you're addicted to something, right, and you decide that, okay, you are working on that addiction, you have to replace that with something else, okay, a more positive thing. Like if you stop smoking cigarettes, right, a person then have to pick up something else to replace that, because the mind is like, okay, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but what else am I going to do? So people got anxiety. Their body is conditioned because they done turned their body into a smoke machine. You understand? And so the thing is, it's very hard to cut and break these hard wires. They're hard wires. Like when an electrician goes into your house and hardwire your house with the electricity, that is set, that turns on the lights, that keeps everything moving in motion. So the thing about it, you got to cut those hard wires. So you got to go ahead.
So now this is what I want to ask: how does a man show a woman that he loves her when she's experienced so much trauma in different situations? So her love language might be kind of turned off, but she wants to be loved and she just doesn't know how to be receptive to it.
I'm trying to dissect and unpack what you just said.
Yeah. How does a woman be able to show a man that he's showing her that he loves her? How does she be able to accept it and be able to feed back onto it? Because a lot of women with trauma, they don't understand how to show the love back. So they're so like standoffish, and they might be getting shown love, but from the trauma that they've been through, they like, I don't want to let this person in because, he might hurt me.
Well, I mean, the relationship probably ain't going to go too far. It's not going to have no longevity about it. Because, again, I don't know what this scenario looks like,
Okay, Pete.
You would have to kind of plug in real life people, and then it can be like, oh, okay, well, they must have did this to stay together. They must have went to counseling. But I'm just trying to say, people who have trauma, they're not going to find a whole man that's 100% healthy in who he is and 100% like whole. Does that make sense? A whole man is going to connect with a whole woman. What is a whole man doing connecting with a woman that is fragmented and that is not fully all together? And can't, like, I'm just trying to, that's where the equally yoke is coming in at.
But
it's like sometimes a whole man.
But sometimes you might not know this. So you might meet a person because you're attracted to them, and
True.
then you have a sexual attraction to them, and as you get to know them, you get to see these issues within, and it could be on
Yeah.
both sides. So
Right.
it's like, how
Now,
does
that's the key thing that you said. Each person is going to come to the table with some sort of trauma, some sort of issue, but are you aware of it? Awareness is another piece to it. If you coming into something and you're not aware of who you are and he not aware of who he is, there's going to be friction. But if you can come into a relationship with somebody and y'all have put it out on the table about your triggers, about your trauma, y'all talked about it, it has a better chance of surviving because y'all are both aware of where y'all came from, what your background has been like, what has been a trigger for you. Okay, a woman that's been sexually assaulted, she's going to have triggers. So she needs to be upfront with her companion, my man, whatever the case is, so he can build a trust with her, and it can be a safe place for her.
But do you think it's that easy for a woman that had those type of situations
I don't
that
know.
to be open? You think that's easy?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. They would have to go to counseling. That's what I'm saying. People have to do the work. People aren't doing the work, and they're just kind of getting with someone off the technicality of there's a physical attraction. There's a long process to this relationship thing. You understand? And then if you're not taking the steps to stay in it to win it, then it's not going to last that long. Because you first got to get to know people, like you said, on the physical level. And then, hey, can I go deeper with this person and dive deep with them? And people aren't doing that. It's a small percentage of people that do that. The mass majority of people aren't doing that. They could care the hell less.
Right.
They just going about, the mass majority of people on this planet the mass majority of people on this planet fucking starving, some of them.
Right.
I ain't thinking about no relationship. So what's your target group here? Who are you actually talking about? Because at the end of the day, most people are not concerned about the things that might be important to you. They're not looking at no tools for no relationship to work.
So you saying that people don't want to look at what it takes to make a relationship work now?
There are some people. I'm just saying some people. Who do you know? You see anybody reading any relationship books that you know?
I mean,
Is there anybody going to counseling that you know?
I know some people that went to counseling, right?
Did it work?
For their relationship, and they still together. But I really think that you can go to counseling to vent about your relationship, but it has to be a decision within you and that person, right? Because y'all see a greater value.
I agree. It's like y'all fighting for each other, or y'all want to be there. Like, he wants to be with you and she wants to be with you. And so you're going to put all the cards on the table to make it work. I just don't know. Like, I'm not in anybody's household to see how their thing is working. But at the end of the day, you're dealing with human behaviors, human nature. Men are getting with men. Women are getting with women because, it's like, that's their thing. But if you're dealing with a real whole man, or a man that is aware of who he is and who is working on himself daily. It's a daily thing to work on yourself. You follow me?
Right.
It's daily. It's daily to come together and be like, but another thing is personalities. Like, you got to be compatible.
A lot of people get in these relationships and honestly they really are not compatible, and they really don't take the time to get to know each other, to be friends before they commit to the relationship, and then they're trying to fight to work it out the whole relationship.
Yeah, because it's like compatibility is important. Longevity, like, what's your longevity? Are a person that's in it for the long haul, or is it just like, you know, you got to know these things, but it's a challenge for us to do that because you're right. We do get that physical connection first, you know. It's like by sight, you know, you get the physical connection, and then sometimes you jump the gun with the physical connection, and you might like the physical connection, but at the end of the day, it may be other things that it's like was wobbly a little bit. So it's like, you know, but some people might stay in the wobble, and they might still bicker, fight, and not fight like the good fight, but just really get down and dirty with it. You know, I don't know.
So, like, what things are like totally unacceptable in a relationship?
No.
Now, like, totally, what is like a deal breaker that's totally unacceptable in a relationship?
For me, or just for women?
For you, you gotta speak. You gotta be the voice right now.
Listen, a deal breaker for me is me catching you with another man.
I think that would be a deal breaker for any woman.
I don't know. Listen, I done talked to one, and they stayed.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's deep.
Listen, conversation offline.
That's deep. Okay.
Let me tell you, listen. You think this stuff is on the movie screen, but listen, they got this story from somewhere.
And she said she stayed and worked it out.
Stayed and worked it out, but guess what? What she did, but she stayed because she was scared that she had caught him and he was going to harm her.
Okay, like some old oxygen snap show type stuff.
Yeah. But she said it was guns in the house, but it's not the first time. Like, people, what's done in the dark is going to come to the light for sure. So right. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of, like, are you going to stay around for it to come to the dark? Are you going to ignore the red flags? And we do. Yes, we ignore the red flags.
Now, answer that. Why do women ignore red flags?
One, the physical attraction is deep. Once you done have sex with a person, and you keep having sex with them for over a long period of time, you've made that physical attraction, that connection with them. It's hard to break that.
So the physical attraction will make you ignore red flags over and over again?
I mean, it depends on the person. It depends on how many. I'm sorry. It depends on your tolerance. Like, some people are like, look, you cheat on me, it's over, right? Mm-hmm. Some people like, oh, he done cheated twice, I still stayed. Oh, he's been cheating for the whole 7 years of the marriage.
Now, if a man cheats in a relationship, right?
I'm cheating back.
Okay.
The fuck? Right there. We gonna be we in a co-relationship. You got a side bitch, I got a side nigga.
Okay.
Fuck that.
Okay. So you cheating back. So
I'm cheating back.
You might work the situation out. You just gonna get even.
I'm getting even. Fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm a work in progress, but ain't no way I'm gonna be sitting home and I'm broken the hell down emotionally, and you living a good ass life. Honey, men know how to move on and keep it moving. They carry the hell on. You hear me?
Yeah, I understand that.
Listen, you better find a way to release that energy, because you still stuck. You home in the bed and he out or over his other person's house, his co-pilot house, whatever you want to call it, bitch.
Right.
No. I'm cheating back.
Right.
The fuck?
Okay.
I don't care if it's just us walking in the park holding hands and we taking a selfie together. And then I might send this shit to you. I don't know.
It depends on where you at with it.
It depends on where I'm at with it. And then the thing about it is that's why it's a dangerous thing, because now you could try to hurt me because you see.
Cause you hanging out with another man.
I'm with another man, but bitch, it was okay when you had a whole family.
But if a man, right, if he's a provider, right,
providing my ass,
and he's taking care of you, right,
I'm taking care too.
And he's like making sure that you straight, but he's not trying to bear another relationship, but he might step off. You would still think that you had to get even?
I'm stepping off too.
You stepping off too?
Because I'm a provider. I take care of you.
So you really got
together.
that equivalent to that?
We stepping off together.
You say you stepping off together.
Listen, we done had these kids and
Okay.
I'm in here barefoot and pregnant. I done cooked and cleaned and no, we stepping off together. Cause it ain't no reason for you to do that unless you just hardwired to be a damn cheater. Well, I done got with you. I knew what you was when I got with you. I can't change you. You gotta change yourself. So I done set myself up already in a sense for failure and heartbreak.
I mean, well, it might not be too much of like love when he's going out to have a sexual relationship with somebody, right? It's just sex, but you know, he shows you that it's all about you. You really still think it's time to get even?
Well, why would he have to go out, put his dick in another vagina just to show me that it's all about me? What the fuck is that? I mean, you didn't know how to control and have self-control. This thing is about self-control, which most men probably don't have. And I'm not saying, women have more self-control than men do. At the end of the day,
I think men have self-control too.
Bullshit. They cheating.
I think they have self-control. It's just having self-control in the right situation.
Listen, men have to have sex a lot.
Some men don't get hard though, so they still having sex, not getting hard?
They taking Viagra.
Okay, so you said they got means to make it work.
Let me tell you, they have to ejaculate.
Okay.
The woman might not. That's why sex is important in a relationship. The woman may not have that endurance to do that all the time. So then men like, fuck, like, man, I gotta get my rocks off, whatever.
So in some relationships, is it maybe where the woman wants to have more sex than the man, or you think that it's always the man wants to have more sex than the woman?
There's probably some cases where a woman does want. It depends on like if the man is an older man and he's with a younger woman, and if he's an older man, then of course the life is happening and nature is happening, so he's not going to be as sexually active and have a big sexual appetite because he's getting older, right? So
how old is older?
Huh?
How old is older?
Honestly, I don't know. It depends on the man's physical makeup. I don't know. It depends on who you talk to. If they're doing other stuff, if they're they're splitting their energy in different ways. Some men, entrepreneurs, they work a lot, and then they might have a girl, and they're older, so they might not be really having sex all the time like that. It just really varies.
Okay.
But it just really varies on what other things you have that take up your time. But some men, if they work a lot, they not really always having sex like that. Like if they're working a lot, but if they have a lot of free time on their hand, it's just like, hey, you know, that it just opens up more opportunity for them to do a lot. That's why they say like, oh, idle mind is the devil's playground, because if you're busy doing shit like, oh, I'm working, I'm doing lesson plans, I go to school, I'm getting my master's, or but it's with a balance. You're not really going to have a lot of time to have people really, you're not going to have a lot of time to go out and cheat like that.
So now with younger women, do they have, and I want you to think about it in your days, a younger woman, do they have a big sexual appetite?
It depends on their body, their physical. I'm sorry, I'm eating because I'm hungry. It just depends. I mean, if you're with somebody and y'all have a sexual chemistry, yes, you can be having sex frequently.
Okay.
And even if you're having sex frequently with that person, they can have a bigger sexual appetite, which, in my experience, I could be having the best sex. We could be having the best sex, but because that appetite to just love women and be with women and just kind of keep that roster going, they could also, and they have, still deal with somebody else on the side. But it's always that excuse. But you the main person, or you ain't never catch me cheating. But it's just like all these excuses. That's because men just want to, some men, I'm sorry, there are just a lot of men out there, that just have a really big sexual appetite, and they just love women. It don't matter if they've been married, they still cheating, babe.
So what about the women that have that sexual appetite, that no matter what the guy is doing for them, they still have to encounter other sexual partners?
I mean, he just probably needs to choke her up a little bit.
Okay. So you think that's all that needs to be done to tame him down?
He might not be an alpha male.
Okay.
And the alpha male is like, yo, she gonna be too scared to step out on the alpha male.
Okay. But I think
an alpha male, and yeah, she gonna take a, and then she like, oh, I'm not being satisfied. He's weak. Yeah, she gonna have somebody else.
But I think sometimes women do those things because they want to feel like they making sure that they're not getting played in a sense. So they keep pieces on the side.
I'm sure there's a group of women. There's a group of women for every scenario that you're explaining. It's just like it's a group of men out there for that. It's not just, even though we're talking about men and women, when we dissect it and put them into subtitles, it's men that cheat, it's men that don't cheat, it's men that have whole families, it's women that have, side pieces, it's some women that's very, it's some women that are faithful, it's some men that faithful. It's just subtitles underneath of men, women. You just break it down and everybody's under it. You the type of man that is a great husband, that is not very faithful, and that's going to stay to the end, and y'all going to work through y'all transgressions. Or are you the type of man, I want to be married, but I'm still going to fuck around on my wife? Because guess what? I've always been like that. I've always been a player. I got, it's just different calibers of people out there.
So if a man is with a woman in a relationship and he's dealing with her and he's vibing with her and he's just not into getting married, does that make him a bad man or not relationship ready?
It doesn't make him a bad man at all. You would have to find out what that man's understanding is of why is it that he does not believe in marriage, and why there could be some blockage in his mind, because it's nothing wrong with it. She just needs to not waste her damn time.
So you think that's wasting her time if he's doing everything that a husband would do, but he just didn't take that step? But he's doing everything over, above, and beyond. But he just said, I don't want to go into a business relationship with the state and mess up our relationship. You think that that's wrong.
No, no, I don't think it's wrong. It's some people that's commonwealth married. They're not married through the state. They just been together for a long period of time, and it already just feels like a marriage anyway.
Right. So is that
Some women
acceptable?
just
Like, you think women accept that?
some do. I know somebody does. I mean, some women do. They've been together for years.
And it's like it's people that were in a relationship for years and their relationship was all good, and then they get married and end up getting a divorce and split up because they wanted to take that step there that damaged their relationship.
Mm, I said.
When
Uh-huh.
everything was going good for them before they wanted to involve the state inside of their business.
Well, I guess that's the conversation that needs to be held with the man and the woman, because the state's not in your business technically. All you're doing is getting a marriage license saying you're
That's the
such and
state.
such.
That's the state gets involved when you get married. When it's time to get divorced, you have to get divorced through the state. It's not just saying, yo, we're going to divorce. This is it. The state has to separate y'all.
People are separated. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, whether you're married or not, you are still the person that you are. Whoever you were before you got married, you're the same person afterwards, maybe. Like, it just has to be a conversation that both parties understand, but it's very hard to predict this stuff because people don't predict getting divorced. You know what I'm saying? They don't. But it's like one of those things that when it happens, it does tear people apart, because it's like, damn, something happened. Like, why do people get divorced? People get divorced because of money. Oh my, we had money issues before we got married.
Right.
Oh, why all of a sudden now this is like we didn't know this shit. We just don't do our research because we just want something, we just want things to be.
And this is something that I feel that we were all taught, that you have to get married. And I think sometimes looking towards that, it like puts a hinder on the love you can have for somebody, because now the relationship becomes an expectation instead of loving each other.
I think for women, I mean, it depends on the culture. There's different cultures out there, and so if we're talking about the American culture or black culture or white culture, it depends on the culture. There are some people that realize marriage has been amazing for them. You understand? And there's some people that not so much.
Right.
Some people believe that, that probably was the best thing that ever happened to them. Some people, not so much. It goes both ways.
And I can understand that, but I really think, like we were saying earlier, that the people have to be compatible, and you really have to get to know that person as a friend first, so you can know what the person likes and what the person doesn't like, and not trying to figure it out as you're married. When you try to figure things out as you are like married, I would feel that it would make people want to go do other things, because it might be too stressful at certain times.
Yeah, there's going to be a stress on relationships. It's just, are you able to endure? Are you going to walk out? Are you going to walk away when it gets a little tough, or you want to stay and you want to fight for it? And that's what some people may just do. It just depends on the scenario. I'm not a married person, so I can't speak, but I can see, and you hear the conversations. You got to find the key that works for you and your companion. And when things get tough, you got to come together. Like, you have to come together if that's what you want to do. Some people fall out of love, and it's like, you know what? It's not working anymore. They moved on. And that's okay, too. But if you want to still stay with it, then stay with it. It depends on the person.
So now the question that this is something I really want to know. Why, when people get divorced, that it is a must to destroy each other?
I think that's just hurt. that is somebody that is just a byproduct of people being hurt and someone never coming to them and apologizing for their part in why the marriage did not continue on.
Because it's so common that when a divorce is taking place, it's always a high tension. It's like you come in a relationship and you were loving and you told this person how much you love them, how much you adore them, you want to be with them. But if things don't work out, you can't just say, all right, it's not working out, we're going to split up. It has to be a process of destruction for it to end.
That's the other faculty of the mind.
Okay.
Different faculties of the mind that show up. That's why they say we're complex people, because true indeed, these people loved each other. It's not, they loved each other at some point, for sure. Why is it that they fell out of love and then decide? That's just the other faculty of their mind that is now rising to the occasion. You understand? Some of this stuff is doormat. You know what I mean? Like, we all got this emotional asparagus about us. We're happy, we're sad, we're loving, we're caring, we're kind, we can be mean, we can be, angry. All of those are just emotions on the emotional scale. And so, of course, if your husband comes in and say, baby, I want to get a divorce, you're like, okay, that you're not going to get the happy fucking face, the happy emoji. Okay? You're just not. You're hurt about that shit. And just like if a man gets the same news about his wife fucking around on him, he's not going to be like, okay, and happy about that shit. That shit's going to hurt. It's going to cut deep.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's just over a period of time, things happen. People, they didn't know how to say, you know what, nobody really wants to hurt anybody, so they just kind of skirt around the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you really don't. But it's like, you just like, damn, how you going to tell your wife, like, damn, I'm sorry, I don't want to be with you no more. I want to be with, you ain't really trying to, like, but then it depends on, it just depends on the scenario. So women got to find out the hard way. Men got to find out the hard way. People cheat. They want to be sneaky because really, at the end of it all, they're not really trying to hurt you.
Okay.
They really, I don't think they're really trying to hurt you.
I think so. I think that the emotional stance of the situation, it doesn't allow you to just let the departure just go smooth. It's like, I have to let my presence be known that I was here and not to mess with me. Mm-hmm. This is my opinion.
So can you clarify that? You're saying people really intentionally.
Yeah, like when a woman is divorcing, it's like they're getting lawyers.
She's scorned. She's scorned. So that's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. Like, she's a scorned woman. You're getting the scorned wife or a scorned ex-wife. Like, a person is not happy 365. Okay? There's emotions that come into play. So, yes, if this woman is getting a divorce, she's not going to be, like, so okay and happy about this shit. Her life is being pulled apart. She got to figure shit out now. Oh, my gosh, that's stressful. Now, after a while and the dust has settled, that could take, it depends on how many years it takes, then she can be on the other side of that and be cordial and be okay and be fine.
That's after she done wrecked shop.
Well, she can't, I'm telling you, men do it too. Shit. Everybody does it in some form. It may not, listen.
It's more common, though, from the woman, though.
Yeah, but guess what? It happens with men too. It might not be with that woman. It might be the next relationship. That shit might come out in the next relationship with a man. You follow me? That woman, it may not happen like he's like, oh, cool with the shit. Oh, I want a divorce. And his woman tore the hell up. She scorned. Now he go on in La La Land with his new bitch, okay? But the new bitch might do something. And now he all fucked up.
But I think when the woman, when they had a divorce, the woman is upset because the man is looking at something else. He's showing attention to something else. So it's like they don't want to let it go on a peaceful note is because it's feeling like you're taking this piece and you're going to show this other woman what I might have prepped you up to get to.
Okay, I'm mad as hell.
But do you think that's fair?
Yeah.
Now that's bad.
Well,
that's bad.
It's not out. It is what it is. The feeling is what the feeling is. I'm not gonna sit here and suppress the damn feeling and act like I'm okay about the shit. I'm pissed off.
Okay.
And I'm
that was
angry.
Honest though.
Huh?
That was honest though.
It is honest. I mean, what am I sit here and do and lie about this shit? No, I'm hurt. Nigga, I'm wounded. I'm the fuck hurt. I'm wounded, and yes, you might get the wrath.
So, but do you think that by, because sometimes situations might be able to work themselves out later. Do you think that a situation that goes to that level will ever be able to work itself out?
It possibly could. Let me tell you.
You think so?
You never know. You just, honey, you'll be surprised about life. I ain't saying all of them work out like that, but there's some, honey, if you dig. I know people who I would never have thought they would speak ever. They done went down to the courts, had this, that, and the other, signed out on a person, can't stand the person, hate the person. But let me tell you, who?
You never know.
You never know. Now, they not together, but wouldn't have never thought they would speak to this person again. I'm talking to them, honey, and he done stayed the night.
Okay. Well, yeah, that
Sometimes
is deep.
Sometimes the kids are bringing together. It's like, oh, it was their birthday. They took the kid out. They're cordial now. Things are a little bit better. The woman is more so she's processed her emotions. You follow me? There's been some time that has lapsed. So time, how shit happened early on, everybody hate each other. When that shit first happened, but as time, that's why they say time heals all wounds. Now, what it does is that it lifts the pain. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not as painful as it was when it happened on the first day. It's going to be painful for a bit of time. Right. But with the time lapse and the space, you have time to breathe.
Okay.
You have time to breathe. So it's not as like, like when you get a tire. I mean, this is something minuscule, but if you get a flat tire, the day it happened, like, damn, you got a flat tire because it's an inconvenience, right? You can get that fixed quickly. Okay? Mm-hmm. Everything is fixable. Some things just take longer to fix them and be repaired.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tire, easy. Car might take a couple of days depending on what it is. House, roof may take longer. It's going to get fixed, but it's taking a little longer. Okay? You're going to renovate some shit in your house. It ain't going to be a day like a tire got fixed, but it's going to be maybe a couple of months for the renovations. You follow me? A relationship. Okay? Damn, the relationship, we put a lot of years into this relationship. Okay? First time you cheated on, or some infidelity happened in the relationship. Oh my God. It was like, oh my God. And then next thing you know, time went by, but they got back together and hey, they back a happy family. It's like it never happened. It just depends. You forgave, you didn't forget, but you kind of moved on from it. But he cheated, she cheated again. It's constantly happening. So it's like, and then somebody might leave, but sometimes people stay because of the convenience of it all. Like you said, they don't want to get a divorce. They got properties together. It's a financial connection, a financial commitment, a family commitment. It's the comfortability of it all. And then they might sleep in different sides of the house. There's different scenarios for different people out there. And whatever works for a person, that works for them. That's all they know. It's just all that they know.
Okay.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, when you think about all of this, like I said, everybody is just everybody, and it just makes grace so much more important to have, because we all need grace, you know. Everybody, we're all just little kids at the end of the day in these big bodies, you follow me. Still needing to be nurtured, still needing to be validated, for sure, still wanting to be accepted and loved.
Okay.
And sometimes, you know, this is a tough life at times.
Okay.
You know, so, you know, beating up on people about what they doing, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sitting here. That's why what I'm saying is out of love about people, because at the end of the day, I don't know any of these people that we're here talking about. I just know myself, but I'm a person. So everybody kind of has gone through the same emotional Ferris wheel. You follow me? We've all had the same experience when it came to these emotions. The
Right.
experience may have been different, but the emotion that showed up is the same.
Right.
You know? And so at the end of the day, it may not be you at this season of your life. It might be another season. You know? That's why I said, like, when a woman is scorned and upset, yes, it is what it is. I'm going to be scorned. I'm going to be set. Whatever it is that I need to do, I do need to have a silver lining, and I need somebody to be there to talk me off the damn ledge so I won't fucking go to jail.
Okay. Okay.
Fuck. Like, I don't want to go to jail, but I want to fuck some shit up. For sure I do.
Okay.
But I don't want to go to jail. And if I can get away with the shit, I would. You know, your mind goes off. Like, literally, it goes bananas.
That's deep.
And hopefully, huh?
I said that's deep.
And hopefully you have some people there in your corner that's going to pull you back and shit, you know. Ooh, let me tell you, grace. Hopefully you have somebody that's going to help you. You got to you got to dig in that toolbox like no other when you knuckle down to the fucking floor trying to figure some shit out.
Right.
For sure. And then when you rise up and you evolve out of that, yes, you are more grateful, you're more appreciative, you're like, damn, you know what, you're taking your time more, time is more precious, life is more precious to you, you're not letting nobody disturb your peace type of thing. That's where you start having that philosophy about life, because you done been down on some shit. Now, if you ain't come up out of it, then you're not going to have a philosophy about life, because you still down on the bottom.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You just still at it. You still at it, and you still at it. You can talk to some people now, they still at it. They might still be doing the same thing. Okay, that's on them. That's fine. You glad that you stopped doing the same thing that kept you on one side.
Right.
And then you can't really say anything about the people that's still at that level of where they are. That's on them. We cannot forget where we were on the path, you know? And all we can do is just be appreciative of the fact that we are able to get to the other side to tell the story.
Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm. You on the other side to tell the story. Like, I remember when you're not there saying, man, I'm still doing the same. Yeah, you're saying, I remember when there was a time when I did, you know, but now look.
Right.
Now look. There was a time when, like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, listen, you definitely been great. I really appreciate all your input, and I'm going to be signing off shortly, and I definitely appreciate you for your input.
No problem. It was a pleasure. I hope it was helpful.
It was definitely helpful.
All right. Take care.
All right, later. All right, now that was a lot of information. I want y'all to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, man. It's your boy DZ, man. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Now.